we are beginning the lesson number 7 of Zohar. The page number Bet 2, the right column in Hasulam, the line 21. So he describes the matzavim. Matzav is singular and matzavim is plural. The states or conditions of the Shoshana. There are two of it, the condition of katnut, the small, and the condition of gadlut, the grown up, the great condition. 21. והמצב של הקטנות נקרא בשם שושנה בין 22 החוכים משום שתת ספירות התחתונות שלה נתרוקנו 23 מאור האצילות ונשארו כחוכים. 21. First I'll translate and then we'll give some additional explanations. והמצב של הקטנות, and the condition of the katnut נקרא בשם שושנה בין החוכים, is called the Shoshana among or between among the chochim, among the thorns. 22. Mishum shetet sfirot atachtonot shela, because the nine lower sfirot of her nitraknu 23 mior hatzilut were emptied themselves from the light of the Atzilut. V'nisharu k'chochim, and they, how do you call it, rested, no? They rest as thorns. What does it mean? The Zohar uses a special language to let us prove the spiritual processes, spiritual objects, the elements of the operational system. And now the Zohar describes the Shoshana, the Malchut, in her small state, where only one Sphira Keter remains in the Atzilut, because only in Atzilut there is light. It means light of Chokhmah, light of life. and not under the Atzilut. In the three remained Ovriche, in three other worlds, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asiya. And the lower 9 Sfirot of here, because everything exists potentially of 10 Sfirot, they are as considered as fallen into the world Bria. And that's why they are as if they are different from this, from the lady, from the Shoshana. And the difference we can see in the word Chochim, HaChochim, the thorns, because the thorns are attribute of a rose. In order to, as it were, to show that these 9 lower Sfirot are not receiving the light from Atzilut. And that's why they are like thorns, and that's why the lower part, the 9 lower Sfirot of the Shoshana, they are like belonging to a rose, and not to the lily. How it's possible? How can we combine these two? We can combine these two in one, because in one item, as it were, because they are different in qualities. And two parts of one spiritual object that differ from each other, they are as if they are two different objects, like in this case. And 23 after the point. והמצב של 24 הגדלות נקרא בשם שושנה סתם, או כנסת 25 Israel, point. 23 after the point. והמצב של הגדלות, and the state of the gadlut, the great state, נקרא בשם שושנה סתם, is called in the name of Shoshana Stam, just Shoshana. Stam is just plain Shoshana. Or Knesset Israel, or another name is Knesset 25 Israel, the gathering of Israel. Point. וזה אמרו, it Shoshana, it Shoshana. And that's what he says, he is the Zohar. It Shoshana, there is Shoshana, it Shoshana, and there is Shoshana. The same expression, but it means there is a Shoshana of one kind, and there is a Shoshana of another kind, of Katnut and of Gadlut. So we learned something that exists, that something that exists in the spirituality, the Malchut can have two states, and that's what you just try to get out of the lesson. Not too much with your head, because it doesn't help, but what you learn it, what you can grasp it now. And grasping means what he says. It must be enough for you now in general, because it is the first reading of the Zohar. 26. Vehine Goven Somek More Sheyesh Sham Achiza 27 Lechitzonim Ule Klipot Linek Mimena Vezehu Vazman 28 Hamatzav Shel Hakatnut Shetet Sfirot Hatachtonot Shela 29 Hen Babriya V'yesh Ba Gam Ken Bechinat Chavar Dehainu 30 Bikli Deketer Shela She'ein Sham Achiza Lechitzonim. Again, I will just translate it and then we'll try to comment some things that need extra explanation. 26. Vehine Goven Somek, and see here the color red. More learns, teaches, shows. Sheyesh Sham Achiza 27 Lechitzonim, that there is an grip, no? A grip of Chitzonim, of external powers, or doesn't say. External, what can I, how can we say more? Buitenstanders. Yeah, okay, let's say externals. Or Ule Klipot, and also of the grip from the side of Klipot, from the unclean powers, as it's usually translated, but literally it's not unclean, but it's shells, not the fruit that inside, but shells, but they are, husks, the husks, and the husk is, as it were, something which is external part, external part of something, and within is internal part of an object or in fruit is something what is that part that may be eaten. Lenek mimenu, to what you call it, lenek, to zuigen, to suck from it. Yeah, I will explain it step by step. Vezehu bazman, and this is in the time. 28. Hamatzav shel katnut, of the time of the state of the katnut. So in the state of the katnut we have such an phenomena with the Shoshana, that the external powers, as it were, the outsiders, you can say, yes, the outsiders and the husks, they suck on the places of the Shoshana where the shortage, where the leakage is. And this is, the Zohar says to us, the Hasulam says, in the state of the katnut, in a small state. Shetet sfirot atachtonot shela, that 9 lower sfirot of He, 29 hen bebriya, are in the briya. Veyesh ba gam ken bchinat chavar, and there is in here as well the aspect of chavar, of white. So the Shoshana has an aspect of white. Dahainu, that means 30. Bekli de keter shela, in the kli of keter, of he. Just literally translation. She'ein sham achiza lechitzonim, that over there is no grip of the outsiders. Very important to hear what he says to us. And just receive this information and learn how is built up this godly family, the operational system of the universe, how it functions, and to wish to be a part of it by building up in yourself the correspondent qualities, by responsive listening, following of what you hear and what you see in these letters, in these words. Step by step, in every lesson you must add. Feel that that you adding things, even you don't feel it. You must be responsive for this, and it depends everything on your attitude, on your kavanah, the speed of your, how do you call it, progress. So it must be every time, every lesson, the feeling, just wake up in yourself the feeling, because no one can wake you up for the spirituality. You must awake yourself for the spirituality, and then you will receive. But every lesson must be like a new headway. And then you will see that you will be strongly led by the Zohar. So what we learn is that in the Katnut, there is a shortage. What is the shortage? Shortage is, what means shortage or leakage? Is that there is a condition of having less than 10 sfirot. And everywhere where this occurs, there are external powers, as it were, and klipot, we are calling them, that are sucking the place of the shortage or leakage. And whereas in a large, I said great, but no, large state, gadlut, there are all 10 sfirot are shining, are present, and then there is no leakage, there is no shortage, and that's why there are no places to suck on from the part of chitzonim and klipot. That's what you need to know. 31. וזה שאומר, מה שושנה דאי היא בין החוכים. It 32 בה סומק וחבר of Knesset Yisrael. It 33 בה דין ורחמי להורות, כי גם בגדלותה בעת 34 שנקראת כנסת ישראל, אף על פי שעולה אז 35 ומלבישה את הבינה במצב גדלותה כנ"ל. מכל מקום, the left column, the first line, נשארת בבחינת דין, כי היא נצרכת לסוד to המסך המתוקן בה לצורך הזיווג דהקאה שמסיבת צבי הדין שבמסך hu make al haor העליון, fo ומחזירו לאחוריו, ומעלה על ידי זה 10 ספירות, דאור חוזר, 5, הנקרא אור של דין, וממשיך בתוכן על 10 ספירות, דאור 6 ישר, הנקרא אור של רחמים. Point. Very, very many things he puts just in this sentence. Step by step, we will go through it. The right column, the line 31. וזה שאומר, first I translate as usually. וזה שאומר, and that's what he says, the Zohar. And you see, this is an abbreviation. The Kabbalah uses quite a lot of abbreviations of things that just words, combinations of words, that it's good to abbreviate, not to write them fully. And this is one of them. וזה שאומר, and this is what he says, the Zohar. Ma Shoshana, and now he gives a comparison. The Zohar itself, he compares things. He says, Ma Shoshana de'ihi ve'nachochim. In the same way as the Shoshana, that she is among the thorns, it 32 ba someg vechavar, that she has, then there are in her, literally, then someg vechavar, red and white, of Knesset Israel, in the same way, the Knesset Israel, the gathering of Israel, Idba Din Verachamei, 33, there is in her Din, the severity, Verachamei, and the mercy, lehorot, to learn, ki gam bagadluta. Look very carefully. He says the Knesset Israel also has, the Knesset Israel means that Shoshana, that as in comparing with the Shoshana, is fully Malchut, with 10 Sfirot. And he says, in the same way as the Shoshana has, and white, and red I didn't tell, that red is, he applies the color red for the 9 lower sefirot that are among the thorns. The color of it is red. What's going all about? What's going all about? Does the Zohar speak about something that is material? Something that looks white or red, or something, or maybe it is something symbolic, that it is symbolic red or symbolic white. The Zohar speaks not a one word, even no one letter is written or given about the material, physical world, as some schools want you to believe. And the Zohar speaks about the roots of our world. Our world is just material, physical world that is a branch that has branches that correspond to the roots in the high world. But white means that, again, the Zohar gives us these descriptions, these differentiations of colors, of, in this case, in order to feel the quality, the difference between these states, or some spheroids. A sphere that receives the light is white, and she receives light, and she receives the light of mercy, rachamim. And the spheroids that don't receive the light, or in a short, in the katnut, in a small state, they don't receive, but then in a large state, they do receive, but still nothing disappears in the spirituality. This is one of the principal laws of the spirituality, of the real existence. And this is very important. So that's why also in a large state, the din means the severity, the second power in the universe, exists. It's hidden, because now it's covered by the new, by a new state, a large state, but that was what was before. The small state, the katnut, remains as it were. All the engravings are intact. And this is very important to remember this. So now we're turning back to the line 31. V'zeh shomer, and that's what he says, the Zohar. Ma Shoshana, in the same way, just as the Shoshana the Ihi ben Hachuchin, that she is among the thorns. Idbar Somek v'Chavar, she has red and white. Of Knesset Israel, so Knesset Israel, the gathering of Israel. It 33 Ba Din Verachami has in it Din Verachami, the severity and the mercy. Lehorot, to learn, ki gam bagatluta, that also in her large state, ba'et 34, shenikret Knesset Israel, of the Shoshana, in the time when she is called Knesset Israel, the gathering of Israel. Af al pi shola as af al pi, hoe zeg je dat? Ondanks het feit, despite of the fact that she ascends, then 35, Umal Bisha et Bina, I will explain it just, and clothes the Bina, B'matzav Gadluta, in her large state, Kanal, as above, Mikol Makom, 35, the last word, is also an abbreviation. Mikol Makom. Nevertheless, the left column, the first line, Nishaeret ba B'chinat din, the rest in here, the aspect of din, severity, because nothing disappears in the spirituality. You remember this. Ki hi nitzrechet, because this is very important fact, because this remaining din, remaining severity, remaining quality that she had acquired in her small condition, in her small state, this is what I added to this explanation. Ki hi nitzrechet, that she needed it. She needed this severity, its former severity, lesod masach, for the secret of a masach, of the masach, of the screen. Hamitukan ba letzorach hazivug da'aka'a, that was established in her for the zivug da'aka'a, in order to make zivug da'aka'a. I will explain it just. Because I explain it directly because it's very, otherwise we will not understand it. So this din, this severity, as it were, that condition of shortage, as it were, in here, is necessary for here, because it makes in here engravings, and it makes in here also the masach, a power to withstand some things, and the power that enables here to reflect the light and then receive it. And this is called, this action, this interaction is called zivug de haka'ah, beating zivug. The light, the coming light, as it were, beats into the masach, and the masach is the power of resistance of a receiver, a kli, whatever is that lives, a spiritual object that resists this light that comes, and the light can be everything. It can be a cup of coffee. It can be and content of some page in a book. It can be a pleasure. Whatever comes from outside and beats the perception or organs of the receiver. And this is the masach, the screen. So this, in the same way, also the Shoshana keeps this din, what was in here, this kind of severity from here, former state of Katnut, in order to build up the necessary masach, the screen, that enables her to make a zivug. All of these terms are the terms of the Kabbalah that we need in order to understand and to feel and to experience how the interaction takes place in any condition, in principle. Because what we are speaking now about the Shoshana, exactly the same phenomena are taking place within us. Now I read it and tell it and try to explain it, but within me I make all these preparations, all these processes, as it were. What he describes, I make it within myself, or better to say, they make it in me, because I open, I make myself receptive, and let this light of the Zohar, and this is like a coming light, to come into me, and there is no way to let him come into you before you will be able to reflect this coming light that beats you and wants to come inside. After the comma, the line in the line 2. Shemisibat 3, Hadin Shebamasach, that because of this, of the din, of the severity that is in the screen, in the masach. Step by step, try to remember these words, not with your intellectual head, but recognizing more and more these words, and step by step they will come into yourself. Hu makeh al haor elyon, that he says 3 after the comma, who, the masach, makeh al or ha'elyon, beats, is good, beats, strikes, better even, strikes the highlight for umachaziro le'achorav, and makes him returning back, umale alidei ze eser sfirot de or chozer, very important, and by this masach makes rising up or ascending the 10 sfirot of the or chozer, the 10 sfirot of the reflecting light. Five, Hanikra or shel din, which light is called or shel din, the light of the severity. It comes from the receiver. That's why is it din, that's why is it severity. And everything that comes from above is the rachamim, is mercy. Remember this. Nothing that comes from a person, from we are the top of the creation, is mercy. We can show mercy only because by resembling the light, the coming light, the light of mercy. But no one soul, no one human being has itself intrinsic, genuine light of mercy. It can work within us, but we can't produce it. So the light that comes from above, down, all the way down, this is the light of mercy. And the light that comes as reaction from the creation is, the receiver of the light is the light of din, always. The light of the severity. 5, line 5, after the comma. Umamshich betocham eser sfirot de or yashar, and this light, or chozer, this reflected light, draws within its 10 sfirot of this or chozer, draws into it the 10 sfirot of the or yashar, of the coming light, hanikra or shel rachamim, which light, coming light, is called Or Shel Rachamim, the light of mercy. 7 after the, how do you call it? Parenthesis. And between the, how do you call it, the hakis, between, parenthesis, maybe there are some easy word. No other word? Between the brackets, no, not the brackets, they are not brackets. Okay. 6, maybe the brackets. Okay. Maybe I will say the brackets, but doesn't matter. So between the brackets, look what because we need to, all the meaning of our study is enabling the student to work personally with the Zohar and with the original Kabbalah texts. And that's why we will take everything what we see and we will try to explain it. Look, 6 after the point we have in such a cursive letters. In italic letters. Over there he places some words. Normally he places over there the references, where to find this, where one can read more about this. And here it says, Ayen, Bepticha 7, Lechochmata Kabbalah, Ot Yud Dalet. Means, read in the Pticha Lechochmata Kabbalah, in the introduction to the Chochmata Kabbalah, to the wisdom of the Kabbalah. Ot means the paragraph. Yud Dalet. And this is the way how the Hebrew numbers are combined out of the letters, that every letter has a number. Yud is 10 and Dalet is 4. That means 14. Ve'al ken gam bekneset 8 Israel it ba din verachamei kneget hasomek ve'hachavar 9 sheyesh lishoshana ben hachochim. Point 7 Va'al ken, and that's why Gam Bechneset Israel, also in the Knesset Israel, in the gathering of Israel. And now you know what it is, in this Malchut, in her large state. And of course here on earth there is a nation that had to make themselves resembling this Knesset Israel, had to become the Merkava. How do we call it? The wagon, no? Of the Shekhinah, of the vehicle, to receive this, to be the receptacle of this Knesset Israel, of above. Because everything exists above and beneath. Everything what is here in this world, in our material world, has above its own unique shorish, unique root that rules about it, rules not as a boss does towards his employer, but as the ruling power, the operational power that works towards its branch in the way as to make it grow, to make it become grown up towards the ultimate destination of this branch, and no way to escape of it. The branch cannot say, I don't want it, I don't want to be as I want to be, I don't care about my root. It's impossible to say this. I just want a branch can say here, I just want to cut off this relation with my root. Then a branch will, as it were, die. But even then, this cutting off is only from the side of from the part of a branch, but not from the part of the root. So one can't say, it's childish when here someone, let's say, would say, it doesn't matter for me. I don't care. I live only this life here. I will take everything here, material, powers, everything I want to get here, because my grave will, as it were, all what I did here wrong, maybe, will be, how do you call it, forgotten from the moment my corpse will be placed into the earth. It's only imaginative freedom that a branch can just imagines itself that it is free to cut off the relation with its root. Because the root exists and stays and doesn't impressed by the decision of a branch. The only freedom of a branch, any branch here in the material world, is to follow, to try to find the way back to its own shorish, its own root, and to follow this. It's like we say to follow your own star. Only then, only life like this will lead a branch, a person, a grass, doesn't matter what, a tree, an animal, to its ultimate goal, to its destination, to its fulfillment. And that's what he said, 7, Ve'al ken gam Knesset Israel. And that's why also the Knesset Israel, 7, now 8, also the gathering of Israel, it ba din verachamai, it has in itself din verachamai, the severity, din, the laws, the din, and rachamai, the severity. Din is like, like here we have the laws of nature. It's like, it's severe. It's just very, how do you call it? Obliging. It's, you can't escape of it. And Rachamim is the mercy. And the mercy gives light, gives the feeling of freedom, freed, to become free of the boundaries that are placed by Din. Kneget Asomek, he says, so the Knesset Israel has Din and Rachamei, these two powers, to Kneget, that are opposite the Somek and Chavar, opposite the red and white, 9, Sheyesh, L'Shoshana, Ben Achochim, that has the Shoshana among the thorns. And now we will insert how do you call it? A pause, a break, a small break.